Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar and good morning to all of you. The webinar will be discussing about digital tools for product marketing managers. And in this session, we'll be completely focusing on Google Data Studio, Google Looker Studio, and how you can, instead of juggling through 10 different tools, you can focus on a single tool to get enough information regarding content, the impact of content, and the traffic that it is driving to your websites. So I am Anas, product marketing manager at Innoventsoft. I'll be the host of this webinar. So once the session ends, we'll be sending a recorded video of this webinar, and along with that, we'll be sending a template which you can use to get started with Looker Studio right away. So as for the host of the webinar, we have Debasree here, the founder and CEO of Innoventsoft. He'll be taking us through this journey of Looker Studio and everything that you would want to know about Looker Studio so that you can rock at your job. So please welcome Debasree. You can start.
All right. Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining this session. So today we'll talk about top tools for product marketing managers. In last couple of years, I have consulted many companies, unicorns, startups, emerging unicorns in B2B space, and I realized marketing managers they most of the time use various tools, or they do not have access to many tools, and they need certain training on organic marketing, or the way to fetch information from various analytics tool, and how to put use into use so that they can carry on their responsibilities well. So I have trained them in all the product marketing managers and organization. Even though there's various smaller startups who would not have a product marketing manager, then I would train them on how to build content, what content to build, bring the content science, so that they can write content, increase their organic traffic, and ultimately increase the business from the online medium. So after these experiences, I thought I should why not share a particular methodology uh, to unlock the power of visibility of content monitoring, and constantly see how or what is rather what is the impact of your content effort. Okay, in a single pane, not kind of having to see login into different screens, taking the data and making sense out of it. All right. So I'll just quickly brief you about the company. So we are Innoventsoft. We help B2B enterprises to attain the organic growth and increase their revenue with content marketing technology. We found this company in 2021, and we offer a product called Intelligent Content Marketing Platform, which helps organizations to understand the content or the list of content that they need to prepare for their domain, and also simultaneously helps them monitor the impact of the content on their business, on their leads, on their marketing qualified leads, and also on revenue. Some of the top companies we have served are OpsMX, Retreat, Digstate, and Autotune. They're all based out of California, US. So today in this session, we'll talk about four primary things. One is what are the different duties modern product marketing managers has to do, or responsibilities they have to follow. The second one is we'll talk about the top metrics that are required for product marketing managers to follow. That's number one. And then from those metrics, we'll also try to understand to attain those metrics, what are the different challenges faced by product marketing managers while kind of getting these metrics in a one single pane. Third, we'll talk about the most important tool that a product marketing manager can have. Spoiler alert: Google Data Studio. So it is today known as Looker Studio. Earlier, people used to call it as Google Data Studio. Towards the end, we'll also share a template I'll brief you about the template that we're gonna share. Now, how the whole metric system will look like in a template, so that you can take and just connect with the data sources in your environment and get all the data from the day one. All right. The modern product marketing manager responsibilities are huge. Earlier, they were kind of bound to just working on sales enablement documents, working on product messaging, and supporting sales for creating battle cards. You see product to product comparison. How your company would stack up against your competition, etc. But today, after pandemic, the responsibilities has gone higher or bigger. The product marketing managers are responsible to create content and publish in different marketplaces such as website, partner site, etc., so that they can get good leads. The ultimate aim is to get leads. So right now, their major KPI, or the way they are kind of measured, is the number of leads they are bringing in to the organization, or the number of leads they are generating for sales. So that is very crucial. Now, product marketing managers constantly try to find out what are the new product marketing managers. They try to find what are the different KPIs that they can measure their responsibilities, and those are four important metrics that one should measure. The first one is organic impressions, is nothing but the brand awareness. Earlier, the brand awareness was a subjective term. People could not measure it, but right now, people can measure it with the number of impressions your website is making in Google search engine. The second one is organic traffic. The amount of people actually coming and visiting your website from organic channels like Google search engine or other partner sites of Google is called organic traffic. The third one is the leads generated from those organic traffic. So if there are 100 people coming to your website as a visitor, then how many people are actually interested looking at your content or looking at your solution, and they are actually trying to provide the email ID or trying to inquiry about your solution or pricing, etc. So those are the leads generated from organic traffic. The last one is marketing qualified leads. From all the leads that you would have typically collected in a month, how many of them are interested in buying your product? They are not just here to become educated by kind of signing up for a webinar, but they are actually interested to buy a product. So those are the four important metrics a PMM should follow. That's what we recommend to all the organization or the startups, new age startups, to begin with. Now, if you looked at, we are focusing heavily on organic marketing. The reason why we have chose organic marketing and not other traffic sources like direct or referral, the reason being they are not quite as important and they may not give you direct business. And from a data point of view or the accuracy point of view, they may not be so accurate. Let me give you some context. If you look at the direct traffic, then most of the traffic that comes from clicking a putting a blog URL on the browser are called direct traffic. They would not go and search in the Google Search Console, but rather they have they know the link. They just copy paste something in the browser, and then from there they are coming to your site. And this is less likely unless someone is your customer. They may not kind of directly type your website address, or they may not just quickly type the blog URL. So direct traffic, most of the time, it represents internal employees. Because if your employees, if you're an organization, there are 100 people, then the people who are interested to see a blog, oh, what's my peer has written, oh, there's a new blog that I had I've been writing for last 2 months and it's finally got published. Let me see that. So those direct traffic, most likely, 80-90% of the time, it represents your internal employees. So they are not as relevant as organic traffic. The second one is referral traffic. Now it is less likely that people would go to certain posts which you have posted a couple of um, weeks ago, and then click on them, and then from there, from a social media sites like LinkedIn or Twitter post, they would visit your website. It is less likely. So more often, whenever you post accomplishments, news that you have got funding, or some leaders, eminent leaders, have joined your board, you know, those posts have more likely to fetch people from LinkedIn and Twitter to your website. Again, those are also does not make sense for PMMs to follow, because they hardly will convert in any case. So it is extremely important to focus on one thing, which is very, very important from business perspective, or from which is a higher value to convert into revenue. So that's why we have been focusing on organic traffic. And if you look at the four metrics, are all related to organic impressions, the amount of times your website appears in different Google search engine search results, or in Google partner sites such as Google News, Google Stories, Google Discover, etc. And from there, from the amount of people eyeballing your website link, how many people are actually going and clicking on those and coming to your website. That is organic traffic or organic visitors, and then the leads generated and the MQLs. In the next slide, we'll look at the challenges faced by PMMs on observability. Now, people want, to some extent, they understand that, okay, now I understand the organic is the most important element to visualize or to measure, if, to see the improvement of organic traffic week on week or month on month is quite important. But unfortunately, it's not easy to get all the data. It might appear as if it is easy, but with all, a lot of things moving in an organization, people take a longer time than necessary to just get the necessary data for them and get started. So we'll talk about the challenge. The number one challenge is there are too many tools. There can be Google Search Console, there are web analytics tool, HubSpot, Salesforce, and there can be many tools to get the data and have a consolidated view for PMMs to follow and see, if their content is kind of making an impact, and then make some decisions. The second challenging is dependent on experts. So we have worked in a large organization where digital marketers do not allow any other team members to visualize the web analytics. They do not give the access. That's again a problem. So PMMs, other leaders are quite dependent on these digital marketers. So and at times when the digital marketer would go on a vacation, then you may not be able to access all this data, which is fine. Not giving access to any tools is fine, because the organization are built in such a way that they have to comply certain process, certain security standards. They are fine. In certain other organization where they have less importance to regulations. For example, in India, there are not a lot of security policies, so people may not have a lot of restrictions, obligations to meet. So digital marketing can provide read access to other different tools, such as Search Console, or web analytics, or maybe your HubSpot. But unfortunately, in countries like US, where there are strict security measures, often product marketing managers do not get the access to all these tools. So what happens is, you have limited access, and like I said, if the digital marketing goes on for a vacation for 3-4 days, you do not have the visibility into the data. That also can be a problem. The third challenge is the new version of Google, that is Google Analytics 4, the GA4. Now, for many folks, it is quite a headache. Forget about PMMs. Even for digital marketing managers, they find it quite, it's a new product, and obviously it will take some time to develop a habit to understand GA4, to pull out reports easily, because people have been acquainted with Universal Analytics, Google Universal Analytics, for quite long. People have been working for organization, and working with Universal Analytics for 3 years, 4 years, like that. And suddenly, when they have to kind of jump into GA4, it's little complicated, and there is a learning curve attached to kind of learn and fetch all the reports. So those are the three important challenges. Now, to overcome this challenge, we encourage product marketing managers to use Google Looker Studio. Earlier, it was known as Google Data Studio, but today it is known as Looker Studio. Now, there are certain benefits. Before we jump into the demo, and I'll show you the different graphs, the different KPIs that you need to measure. One of the most important benefit of Google Looker Studio is um, it has connections with everything. It's an analytics tool, so you can connect with any data sources. You can connect with your Google Search Console. You can connect with GA4. You can connect with your previous older version of Google Analytics, that is Universal Analytics. You can connect with Google Sheets. If you have mentioned some data points in Google Sheets and you just want to marry and match and see, how they stack up against each other, use various joins, complicated joins, make database activities. You can do that. You can fetch your data from Google Sheets. The another data sources that you can quickly integrate with is HubSpot. There are many data sources Google Data Studio has to offer, or Looker Studio has to offer, but these are some of the important ones, like what I mentioned: Search Console, Google Analytics, including GA4 and Universal Analytics. The third one is HubSpot. Fourth one is Google Sheets, and there are others like Google Tag Manager, Google Optimize, etc. Will not get into those. And yes, of course, you have access to Google AdWords as well. So when you get the access to these, the second benefit of Google using Google Looker Studio is a person do not need access to all these tools. A person just need a digital marketing can quickly take the template, connect with the data sources, and share the final report with everybody. And the best part is the final report gets updated on the real-time basis, as in when the Google Analytics and the Google GA4 or the Google Search Console data is getting updated every day. So you know simultaneously your Google Data Studio or the Looker Studio report will get updated in the real time. And one of the benefit is you do not need to give the access to the data sources. The viewers, for example, a product marketing manager, just need to have the access to the Google, the analytics report. That's all. He can visualize everything. He may not have the access to all the different data sources. So that's the best part of it. Let me kind of I'll jump into the Google Data Studio report, a sample report. I'll also share the link with you so that you can, if you have the access to data sources, it'll just take less than 10 seconds to connect with your data sources and get started. If not, then you can ask your digital marketer to provide just to connect with all the data sources and then just share the same analytics report with you, and then you can easily get started. All right. So we have a quick data studio report. We have called it as GA4 Innoventsoft Organic Marketing Report. You can certainly change the name once we share the template with you. Change the logo. It's quite easy. Just copy and paste a new logo of your company and change the data sources, and this report becomes your own report. All right. So there are certain pages that we have created. There are 5 pages that we have created. The first one is organic traffic of your website. So the first page provides a holistic understanding about the overall organic traffic to your website, which will include all the pages: landing page, then home page, your blog page, resource page, product and platform pages, everything. All the pages, cumulatively, it will provide a organic traffic. So the first table represents, the organic traffic to your individual pages, all the pages. And then the table will also provide an information about user engagement. So the way to interpret this table is what is the total users to each page in your website in the last 28 days. Plus its respective, it means the web page user engagement for the last 28 days. That's what the table represents. We have also mentioned the data is for last 28 days. So it's a moving 28 days. For example, if you are looking this report in 23, most likely the data is from 25th of December 2022. That's the kind of moving 28 days traffic. All right. So if you can say, see the total users to our home page is 105 in the last 28 days, and the user engagement is 53 minutes. So it's the cumulative time all these users would have spent on the page is 53 minutes. Now, it doesn't provide the average time each person has spent on your web page. For that, we have another page. We'll certainly go towards this page and I'll explain it to you. But yeah, this is the kind of data sources. User engagement is the total time that it web, all the audience put together are spending on a particular page. That's the interpretation of it. All right. The next graph is about the website traffic distribution. Like I was mentioning that you would get traffic from different sources like paid traffic, organic medium, that is Google search engine. The second one is direct traffic, people typing something in the browser URL. The third can be people are coming from social media sites like LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., or Facebook. So all the distribution is provided in this pie chart. So for example, in my case, for Innoventsoft, near about 45% of my total users are coming from direct traffic, and only 30% are coming from organic. So that's the status of it. And what we encourage all every organization, including product marketing managers, to look into the organic traffic and pay less heed to direct traffic, referral traffic, and other kind of traffic. So that's the key idea. The third one is we are providing the organic traffic trends in the last 12 months. It makes sense to see, from previous past months, are you making any progress? And if at all you are making progress, what's the growth rate? It's like it's increasing. There's a holistic effect. Are you making exceptional jump, etc. That's the reason kind of we have kept a graph for just to provide the trend line. The graph is may not be so good for it may not represent all the months, but we have certain data for blogs. Now, like I said, if you do not have the data in your data sources, then it will not get reflected over here. So in my case, the GA4 was configured a little bit later. So I think a month ago, that's the reason we are having a data. But if you have the data sources, let's say GA4, and if you have configured in a year back, then all the data for the last 12 months will get represented here. All right. Now moving on to the organic traffic of blogs. Now, it's just a rule of thumb that 70% of the organic traffic to your website would come from blogs only. It is always healthy to create a good cadence of blog and continuously write many blogs with your keywords. Now, about the keywords, we have created a webinar in earlier. You can check out our YouTube video and find out how to do keyword research without wasting much time, and how to create content. Now, in the this page, organic traffic of blogs will also have the three important aspects. The first one is what is the traffic to individual blogs in the last 28 days? What are the total number of users and what is their user engagement? Secondly, we'll also see in the last 28 days what's the traffic mix or the traffic distribution for our blogs cumulatively. How many people are coming from organic, how many people are coming from direct, etc. The last one is the trend. Are we making any progress a month on month, or are we just we are not making any kind of isn't there any trend that way? Is there any increasing trend? So in this case, the trend is decreasing. So that's why you cannot you can take a decision that, oh, I need to write more blogs, I need to publish more blogs to gain more organic traffic. Or maybe if there is a kind of your traffic has plummeted in the month of December, but you have been doing good for the whole year, then you can fairly say that perhaps it's a holiday season and that's why the traffic has gone down. You can come up with your own reasons. Okay. Now, kind of let's look into the clicks on the website. If you remember, one of the KPI was to look into the brand awareness, that is the organic impression. And from this table or this page, clicks on website, you will get a holistic idea. Now, the data sources for the earlier two, the organic traffic of website, organic traffic of blogs, was Google Analytics 4. You just need to connect with Google Analytics 4. For clicks on website, you need to connect with Google Search Console. So if you can see that, for various pages, we have connected with various data sources. So that's the beauty of it. For one analytics report, you can connect with as many data sources as you want, and you can have a just single unified view to consolidate all the data in one place, and you can see it without having access to all the data sources for yourself. All right. So the way to interpret this table is, for all the pages, which are ordered from decreasing to from higher to lower URL clicks. It's ordered in a descending order of URL clicks. So, for example, my homepage Innoventsoft.com is getting 16 URL clicks from organic sources in last 28 days, and the number of impressions, that organic impressions that my site has made in the Google search engine, was 187. But if you look at the second URL, or the second web page, which is a blog, it says challenges faced by B2B marketers in 2022. That's a blog which is fairly doing well when it comes to impression. So Google is promoting my blog across its sites, across its partners, all the mediums in search engine, and there are near about 1600 people who are eyeballing this content. But unfortunately, only 14 people are clicking it. That's the reason my CTRs are low. CTRs is nothing but the click-through rate, or the ratio of my URL clicks to impression, or the percentage of uh, um or the URL clicks as a percentage of impression. It's not even 1%. But yeah, so that the idea is, are people clicking on your website? If not, then you have to do your SEO exercises. So we have to constantly optimize to entice your user to click on your website and to improve your CTR. So that's then kind of interesting insight that you can develop. All right, so certain blogs are good enough. They are creating, let's say this one, B2B digital marketing as a service. A lot of impression, but very few people are clicking on it. That means you can take an action item on yourself that, hey, let us go and optimize this blog as soon as possible to increase the URL clicks. So this page is quite interesting or will be interesting for product marketing managers to quickly take decision and work with digital marketers in tandem to improve optimization, to improve your organic traffic, and ultimately leads. Now let's look at the next page, impressions on the website. Now this page is also connected to Google Search Console. Over here, the idea is to understand what is the average position of this page in the Google Search Console. Now you might have written, maybe produced 50 blogs in just 1 year, but you also like to try understand that, hey, how is the blog performing when it comes to search, Google search engine? Are we in the top page? Are we in the top 2 or 3 pages? There's a usual question that product marketing managers will be asked by top stakeholders. For example, the CMO, the chief marketing officer. If the company is small, then perhaps the CEO would ask this question: hey, you have been writing content, are you in the top of the Google page? So for that, it's a holistic data, which from where you can quickly get the idea that the total number of pages, how they're stacking up in terms of impressions or average position. You just need to click on it, and then it gets sorted from the lower to higher order uh, in terms of average position. For example, one of my webinar, how successful product marketing managers um, from top B2B companies are performing. It's ranking. The ranking is 3. That means it's in the third position in the Google first page. So Google first page will have 10 ranking from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the second Google second page will have the ranking from 11 to 20. So for example, if the number 3 represents third rank from the top in Google's first page, and let's take an example 11. So my pricing page is at 11. That means it's in the Google's second page, in the first rank of Google's second page. That's how you interpret. Now, from this is quite important to understand, kind of to consider. Um, do you want to optimize a page further, or is it good enough not to touch that page? Let's say for I would not kind of optimize all these pages that are ranking the top 10, but I would certainly try to optimize which are in the top on Google second page. That is from rank 11 to rank 20. I'll take maybe these blogs in a week one. I'll try to optimize it and then see. I'll try to take them to Google's first page. That's how you kind of you interpret the data, or product marketing managers should interpret the data. The last one is trends of average time spent on each page. Now, average Google, and so this page is connected to GA4, and Google Analytics 4 does not provide you average time spent on each page, unlike Universal Analytics, the older version of Google Analytics 4. So to find out how many people are or average time spent on each page by each person, you have to do some calculation. But instead of doing it manually, there is already rules, regular expression built on this table. That is, you have to divide all the user engagement by total number of users. We have done that, and we are providing the obviously that we do not have the data. Like I said, Google Analytics 4 has been configured a little bit late for us in our company. But if you have the data, if you have started your Google Analytics 4 journey, perhaps in March 2020, then all the data from March 2022 recently will appear over here. And you can quickly see, and these, by the way, these graphs are average time spent for individual pages. So we have not kind of mentioned the blog name of the blog, but you can just create the name of the blog, and you can just put the name over here. That if you are kind of thinking that there are 6 to 7 important pages that you have in your website, which are kind of lead magnets, which draws a lot of organic traffic, and there's a lot of conversion happening, then you would always like to understand what's the average time spent, and to constantly optimize it, increase your user experience by providing more images, more videos, etc. So that's how it is. This is just to take a both proactive and reactive decision making. For example, reactive means if certain things are going down, then you have to constantly optimize them, or certain things are close to perfection, that is in the Google second page or third page, you want to kind of optimize them quickly so that they come in Google first page. You can take certain decisions like that. For proactive, you can take into consideration that, hey, my organic traffic is increasing at a rate of, let's say, 2%, 3%. The trend is increasing, but not at a good speed. Then you can take decision making. You can take certain decisions, radical decisions, to consider more number of keywords, to write more number of content, so that your organic traffic is increasing. So that's what I just wanted to share this. We will upload this kind of video or recording to YouTube, and we'll also provide a template over there, so that you can just download the template, and you can just go to edit and click on this table. There'll be a data source over here, data source. Just there's a pencil symbol here, edit data source. All you need to do is click on that and change the data source over here. Once so there's the edit connection. All you need to do is change your data sources, and all your data will get populated. That's all. If you do not have access to Google Analytics, let's say, like I do right now in front of my screen, you can ask your digital marketers or the custodian of your data sources that, hey, can you just click on this and provide access to Google Analytics 4, and after that, all the data will get populated. Now, once the data gets populated over here, you can ask your digital marketers or any experts just to click on share and provide information over here, your email ID and all that. So you don't have access to Google Analytics 4 or in any of the data sources, but you can still see the report. That's the best, the beauty of it. And it's not just about the downstream, but you can also work in upstream. You can share the same report with your managers or with the CEO or CMO, and you can present this report to everybody on the week on week or month on month basis. So that's all we wanted to share for today, that how you can use Google Data Studio or Looker Studio for your day-to-day work. And yeah, just if you have any questions, just feel free to send drop a message at debasree@innoventsoft.com, and we'll kind of try to reply anything as fast as possible. All right, thank you. Bye. Have a wonderful day.